The First Minister insists the Scottish Government is on course to achieve its target number of rehab beds by 2026. John Swinney was speaking at the launch of a Charter of Rights for people affected by substance misuse. It's designed to ensure people get access to the support they need. Our political correspondent, Ewan Petrie, reports.
Scrooge, Ebenezer, I'm Tony, I'm your key worker.
This is a festive favourite with a twist. The adaptation of A Christmas Carol sees Ebenezer Scrooge admitted to rehab, where he meets people struggling with different forms of addiction.
Oh, Scrooge, you have so much to learn about addiction.
Vincent, like many of the cast, is drawing on his own experience at Abbey Care. He waited 12 weeks to access a bed.
I couldn't do it on my own. I needed help with my addiction for drugs. It was a long 12 weeks, I must admit. But again, it started the ball rolling with structure.
Rehearsals are also helping to provide that structure. Nerves are building ahead of the performance in 5 days at Johnston Town Hall.
I can only speak for myself, but I know when I was in active addiction, I didn't have the ability really to express myself. I was really shut off towards the end of their using. Essentially, a lot of people are very, very isolated, and then it's almost having that reintegration into society. Kind of finding that confidence.
Those leading this aftercare group say its membership has grown as routes into rehab improve. But recent reports have found access is inconsistent, often due to financial barriers.
I feel almost guilty, the fact that I've been a beneficiary of the limited funds that are available there, but also very lucky. I remember my mum in particular was trying to phone all sorts of places looking for ways of getting me in somewhere. I'm absolutely certain that I would still be drinking and using drugs, and that it might not have happened today or tomorrow, but at some point I would have ended up dying from it.
I feel there's a lack of beds still, a lack of treatment centres where everybody can get that opportunity. A lot of that will come down to your postcode, what area you're in, is your local addiction service encouraging you, informing you about residential rehab, are they releasing the funding?
Thank you very much.
This morning, the First Minister launched a Charter of Rights for people affected by substance use. It forms a key part of the Scottish Government's national mission on drugs, which includes a target to provide 650 beds a year from 2026. Currently, the maximum capacity sits at 513.
There is a growing number of rehab places that are available, and we are on target to achieve the levels that were set out in the national mission, and I'm confident that we can do that. We've obviously put the resources in place in the budget to enable that to be the case, but of course that has to be supported by Parliament before it can be put into effect.
Charities say that it's actually a real terms cut in terms of funding for those resources. So how is that going to achieve the target number of rehab beds?
We're putting into the budget for next year the same resources that we have this year, but we've changed the way in which that is being deployed with greater baseline support for alcohol and drug partnerships.
The themes in this Christmas classic will strike a chord with many in the audience. Those on stage aim to show it's never too late to change your life for the better. Ewan Petrie, STV News.